Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. In politics, nothing happens out of mere coincidence. Everything in politics is normally well planned, well scripted, and executed to achieve a specific political objective. Raila Odinga was supposed to travel to Germany for a short vacation after the Kasarani event. But Raila Odinga cancelled that trip. Instead, Raila Odinga traveled to Mombasa. And while in Mombasa, Raila Odinga issued communications that he was going to take a break. Was it a 3-day break from politics? And when I heard that, I just knew there was something. Because around this time, the president is normally at the coast. And I didn't really understood why Raila Odinga had to tell the country that he was taking a short break, 3-day break from politics on doctor's advice. But I knew there was something. I expected the president to be in Mombasa. And indeed, yesterday, President Uhuru Kenyatta was in Mombasa, accompanied by Raila Odinga. And the images from the president's event is what caught my attention. I want to challenge you to go to State House Facebook page. Then you'll see the photos they shared there. The third photo where Uhuru is walking, Raila is walking, and surrounded by military guys. That's what I want us to look at. Because I have information that before attending this event, President Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga met top military guys. Now, this is what the State House updated. Because from the face value, this is actually what took President Uhuru Kenyatta to Mombasa. State House is saying, President Uhuru Kenyatta has commissioned the Kenya Shipyards Limited, Mombasa shipyard at Mtongwe, a 4,000-ton slipway for shipbuilding activities, including refitting of vessels operated by Kenya Navy, government agencies, and private operators. The first assignment for the new Mombasa shipyard will be refitting of 1997 Kenya Navy tanker KNS Shupavu. Besides the Mombasa shipyard, Kenya Shipyards Limited operates the Kisumu shipyard where it is constructing MV Uhuru to Wagon Ferry. In Nairobi, KSL is rehabilitating 31 Kenya Railways locomotives. President Kenyatta, who was joined by former Prime Minister and Defense Cabinet Secretary, Eugene Wamalwa was also here, was taken on a guided tour of the shipyard by the Chief of Kenya Defense Forces, General Robert Kibochi. That's what I want us to look at. And I want us to look at the political aspect of this trip. The president maybe went there, he concluded these official functions. But now let us focus on the political aspect. Because if the president was in Mombasa, they must have enjoyed their day. After the official functions with Raila Odinga, they might have met person A, B, C, D. They might have held separate other meetings. What do you think was the mission, the real mission of President Uhuru Kenyatta in Mombasa? Because this other one, I think this was just created. In my view, and by the way, before I explain that, for those who are watching this channel for the first time, I want you to take a second or two, just click the subscribe button now. We are at 145, almost 46,000. I want us to reach, if possible, 150 soon. So the only way we can do that is if you guys decide to support the channel. So for those who are not yet subscribed, please just click that subscribe button now. It costs nothing. And to the subscribers, I want to continue to thank you guys. The best thing you can also do to promote the channel is just by giving thumbs up, sharing, or dropping your comment. If you do that, there's a way YouTube operates, so it can send it to people who have not really watched these videos. So the best thing, please just give this video a thumbs up and share if you can. What was the objective, political objective of President Uhuru Kenyatta's meeting with Raila Odinga in Mombasa with the military. Number one, transition process. Uhuru wants a transition which is going to be seamless. The truth of the matter is that by August, we won't have Uhuru Kenyatta. I mean, after August election, we won't have Uhuru Kenyatta as the president of the Republic of Kenya. We are going to have someone else. In Uhuru Kenyatta's mind, that someone else is none other than Raila Amolo Odinga. You get that? And if you listened to the president's speech, he was very categorical that leadership is not given. Leadership is grabbed. What Greeks say, telo ok mingato. Telo ikaw. Yani, leadership, you cannot be given. You grab. So basically, Uhuru was sending a message that he had the leadership, but Raila has grabbed it or is grabbing it from him, rather than the person who was still waiting for him to give him. So basically, he has started the process, he has started transition process, showing Raila Amolo Odinga how things are done, trying to introduce Raila Odinga to the military so that the military can be comfortable with him. There's always a saying in this country that the military has never been comfortable with Raila Amolo Odinga since 1982. By President Uhuru Kenyatta working very closely with Raila and with the military guys, senior military guys, it means Uhuru Kenyatta is creating a conducive working environment. If Raila Odinga is not known to some of these guys personally, and they met yesterday, rest assured that they exchanged contacts. So Uhuru has started the process of handing over the leadership to Raila Amolo Odinga. That's number two. Expect a cabinet reshuffle next year. Maybe by February. You know why? Constitutionally, there are cabinet secretaries who wants to run for the either gubernatorial or parliamentary or senate. Some of these guys, they don't have any option but to resign from their jobs. I'm not sure whether Wamalo is running or will be supporting Natembea. I know Charles Keter is going to run. I know maybe Munyes is going to run. Maybe several other cabinet secretaries are going to run for parliamentary seats. I mean for gubernatorial seats. So Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga are actually burning the midnight oil to figure out if person A, B, C, D exceeds, who is going to replace and who can add value politically speaking should that happen. So these guys are rearranging the government. I remember 2 years ago when they were in Mombasa and I opined that they were in the process of cabinet reshuffle. Indeed, it happened. But you see, of late, like this year, we had been expecting a cabinet reshuffle, which really never took place. Never took place. So the truth of the matter is that these guys are working on reorganizing the government. It won't take long, but we'll get the information. Number three, these two gentlemen are in Mombasa as we speak to plan on how they are going to campaign in 2022. Uhuru Kenyatta is in a fix, a very big fix. Number one, Uhuru Kenyatta is not supporting his deputy. Assuming the deputy president will campaign and win, how will that impact on President Uhuru Kenyatta? Which means Uhuru Kenyatta must ensure that the deputy president is locked out. Number two, Uhuru Kenyatta becomes probably the first president to support or to campaign for an opposition leader in Africa. What does that mean? If Ruto were to defeat Raila, then Uhuru Kenyatta would have been defeated. So which means Uhuru Kenyatta is also very well aware of that. Number three is the fact that Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga were the candidates last time. Uhuru Kenyatta got his millions of votes. Raila Odinga got his millions of votes. So it was expected that working together, everything was going to be easy, but it's proving not to be very easy. So which means they have to retreat. So far, only 8 months remaining So these guys are in Mombasa, coming up with the strategies on how they are going to campaign in 2022. And I want you to mark this. Before the end of January, we should start seeing Uhuru Kenyatta, a more bold Uhuru Kenyatta, because if it's about legacy, I think he has secured it. If he has not, nothing is going to change. So he's going to transition now into politics. Number 4, in my view, if you ask me why Uhuru is doing all this with Raila, is that Uhuru Kenyatta is trying so hard to associate his legacy projects to Raila Odinga. If there's one thing the president has been trying to do, is to ensure that each and every legacy project achieved under the handshake is also attributed to Raila Odinga. I want to give you an example. The port of Mombasa. The port of Kisumu. Uhuru Kenyatta is directly associating that to Raila. What about the SGR? What about whatever he went to launch in Mombasa? Because he's telling people that I've achieved more in my second term than I achieved in the first term. So basically it means the president wants, like he would have gone to Mombasa, just launched that project. He would have gone to Mombasa and then launched the project. But you see, he had to go with Raila Odinga. His statement had to mention Raila Odinga, which means basically he wants Raila Odinga to take credit also for some of these legacy projects. And lastly, it's also, in my view, a coded message to Kenyans. Uhuru Kenyatta is sending coded message to Kenyans. When you see the presence of military, it means a lot surrounding the president and Raila. That is power. So that's what the president is telling Kenyans, that I'm going to work with this man till the end. I don't know what you think, but that's my take. And by the way, Kiraiti Murungi reminded Justin Muturi that Mount Kenya region cannot produce a president in the next 20 years. I tend to agree with Kiraiti. But is it true? And what are the options of the leadership from the Mount Kenya to ensure that within 20 years, probably, based on their numbers, they can ascend to the presidency again? That's going to be my next video. Thank you, guys, and please. Another important thing. But they have a funeral at home, and so I'm going to the village to attend some funeral there. By the way, Uhuru Kenyatta has also rebranded Jubilee. He has removed anything associated with the URP, which was associated with Ruto, and he's transformed it into kind of the TNA rebranding. Why is he doing that? Until next time, this is Lima Queen. Bye-bye.